Okay, Rabotai, we're going to continue in the Hovot Halevavot. We are holding. We're going to go back just a little bit because we didn't get a good recording last time, and I think we missed a little bit. So we're going back. Umehem. We're talking about the benefits of believing in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shaboteach be'Elohim yevi'enu haftachto alav shelo ya'avod zulato. When someone trusts in Hashem, like we mentioned last time, he doesn't trust in any other power, in any other person. He doesn't rely on somebody else. I don't have to rely on Boris. I rely on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He won't count on the help of human beings. Oh, I need this guy to help me and that guy to help me. He doesn't count on that. He won't be nice to them in order to get a favor from them. You be nice. But I'm not going to be flattering them, making them feel good, even though they're bad people, because I want a favor from them. And he won't flatter them. And if he sees them doing something wrong, he won't be scared to say to them, hello, don't do that. Because sometimes if I have to get something from him, and he's doing something wrong, I don't want to say he's doing it wrong, because they maybe not give me a favor.
What did Ben Shar say?
That?
He said you have to treat them like you are being captured by terrorists.
Oh, wow.
So you have to flatter them so they treat you well, so they don't harm you. That's different approach to
That's harming.
No, but what else are you going to expect?
Here we're not talking about getting harmed. Here we're saying I need a favor from the guy.
No,
so
you're gonna
if you believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're not going to go and try to, be nice to this bad person because I want a favor from him. Obviously,
I don't want him to. I can't live without it. But he.
Okay, show me the Ben Ish Chai. I have to understand what he's saying. But I hear what you're saying, but I want to see it inside so I can see the context of it. Continuing in the Hovot Halevavot, and he writes, "Below yavchideu inyanam." He won't be frightened by them, by people of power, people in society. Below yira mimachlokotam. He won't be afraid from making a machloket if he needs to for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He will throw off the finery of their favors. He won't be influenced by them. And he'll be free himself of thanking them. Now, of course, if someone does something good for you, you have to say thank you. Someone does something good for you, you say thank you, be nice to them. But what we're talking about here is that you're trying to be nice to these bad people in order for them to give you a favor because you don't believe Hashem can give it to you, but rather you think that this person is going to give it to you. And that's the problem.
I think it's different. Okay.
What does that mean?
So how people think this way, really?
Yeah. People say, let me be nice to this bad guy, right? But I want him to do something nice for me.
No, I'm being nice to him because I don't want him to influence me, harm me.
To be standard nice to everybody is very nice. But let's say the example that the Rebbeim would give is in learning this piece would be there's a rich guy in the shul and he's talking during davening.
Slap him.
He's talking middle tefillah. He's a big donor. A whole shul is donated by him.
So what?
If you're gonna make a fight with him, what's gonna happen?
Listen, it's better to close this.
Baruch Hashem, you're the man that the Hovot Halevavot is talking about. He's gonna tell him, "Hello, quiet. I don't care. You donate everywhere." But a lot of people, they're afraid to talk. He says, "Malek kesef." Well, if I'm going to talk, all the kesef is going to run away. I'm not going to have the money. So people are scared to say something. You, Baruch Hashem, you're already on the level of the Hovot Halevavot, what he's saying. We don't care. He's rich, he's not rich. To say, hey, no talking here. It's important. Continues the Hovot Halevavot. V'im yuchiach otam lo yizaher b'chodam. If he has to criticize them, he won't be careful because, they're a special person, they're a worthy person, right? Ve'im yachlimem, if he must humiliate them, if they're doing something terrible, then he has to stop it by humiliating them. Lo yivosh mehem, he won't be bashful because of them. Lo yafeh lehem sheker, and he won't embellish their falsehood. Kimo shekatav hanavi, v'Hashem Elohim ya'azor li, Hashem God will help me. Al ken lo nichlamti, therefore I will not be humiliated. Al ken samti, panai kahalamish, ve'edak ki lo evosh. All the Nevi'im, all the prophets of Israel, had to be strong people who can tell people they're doing something wrong. Because that was the job of the Navi. One of the most unpopular jobs was to be a prophet of Hashem.
I think I won't be able to. I won't.
They threw Yirmiyahu into a pit. All right? They wanted to kill the guy. They just put him in jail over and over. And it wasn't like a jail today where you get a bed and everything. Okay? They wanted him dead. All the Nevi'im lived Zechariah. Everyone was got a real hard time.
Yeah.
Because they had. So how did they continue? Because they're Panaika Halamish. They were strong. They said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said something. We're going to make it happen. And that's a hard thing. But that's being Boteach HaKadosh Baruch Hu Habitachon. I'm not scared of anybody else. HaKadosh Baruch Hu helped Yirmiyah, took him out of the pit, brought him out, gave him more, gave him everything he needs. Why? Because he was trusting in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As Yechezkel says, Va'amar midivrehem al tira, u'mipenehem al tehat. Don't be afraid of the words, and don't be intimidated before them. Many times, people become upset when they criticize. In effect, Hashem said, forget about the criticism. You're my messenger. You're my Navi. To become a Navi, you have to be wise, you have to be wealthy, and you have to be strong.
You have to be wealthy.
Yeah, you have to have money.
Hashem gonna give you all.
Yeah. You're going to get from where? And you have to be strong. What do you have to be strong? You have to be strong to be able to say the truth. In the times of when the Beit HaMikdash was about to be destroyed, there were fake Nevi'im. The fake Nevi'im would come and say, don't worry, everything's okay. We have the Beit HaMikdash. We're going to be fine. God's on our side. And then the other real Navi saying, no, the Beit HaMikdash is going to be destroyed. Hashem hates us. We're doing the wrong thing. Which one do you think people want to listen to?
To the other guy.
To the first guy, right? Everything's fine. Everything's okay. You have that today also. You have rabbis that say, everything's fine. Everything's okay. Hamish Mukim, everything's okay. Everything you can do, don't worry. Everything's okay. Right? Just make a nice donation to the shul. Right? And then everything's all right. But it's not that way. The person has to be able to say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't like this. He doesn't want this. And you have to be strong to be able to say it.
Yoshka died for you already.
I told you, I'll say briefly my story, that I was working as a nurse in the hospital many years ago, and I had a patient. He was intubated. And he couldn't speak because he had a pipe down his throat, and he was kind of medications and stuff like that. And after a few days, a week, whatever it was, we got him better, and we extubated him. We took out the breathing tube, and he was starting to talk again. And the first words that came out when I saw him, when I started my shift, the guy just got extubated, maybe an hour ago. He's starting to wake up. He sees my yarmulke on my head. He says, you're Jewish. I said, yes. He says, I'm going to help you out. I said, you're going to help me out? He said, I see you're such a nice guy. You made me feel better. So I want to help you out. I want you to get to know Yoshka. I want you to get to know Jesus. Because he is the savior of all. You know, your salvation will come through him. And I'm like, dude, can we not talk about this? Like, just let me do my job. But you're right. That's what they're thinking about all the time. That's their hand, and they're actually thinking they're doing you a favor by telling you about this. Okay, but we have to be not scared and say, "Allah, what are you talking about? We don't need you to save us. We're already saved, Baruch Hashem. We have a Kadosh Baruch Hu on our side." All right.
This truck driver came to us. Listen, whatever you want to buy this cheap. I said, you just picked it up from this guy. He's selling it. He said, don't worry. I said, you're not afraid of God? I said, what? Yoshka died for me already.
Right. That's their thing. They say that you can do anything you want if you just have in Him. Right? That's Hasa Shalom. That's Kfirah. This is we don't do that. We don't need their help. We don't need salvation. Right? We go to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's who we go to. We're not scared of them. Amar, as it says, Al tira b'peneihem. Amar, Al teha b'peneihem. Don't be intimidated by them. They tried to kill Yirmiyah. They put him in a swamp, and he was saved. And Yirmiyah kept talking. V'amar, and Hashem said to Yechezkel, Kishamir hazak mitzor natati mitzchecha. Like a metal stronger than flint, have I made your forehead. Lo tira otam v'lo teha b'peneihem. Don't be afraid of them, and don't be intimidated by them. one of the benefits, says Rabbi Victor Miller, of being a Habitachon, you could be a man of truth. This teaching, he writes, is a bit like meat. Meat is very good, but you have to put a little salt on the meat. Just taking it as it is may not be so. If you eat meat, there's no salt. How does it taste?
Not bad.
Very bad, right?
Good.
So he says as follows. Let's say you become a rabbi in a congregation and you follow what he's saying here. That you got to tell everybody, hey, no talking, no this, no that, no this, no that. Victor Miller says, after a while, you may find that all you have is empty chairs in the shul. And by the way, Victor Miller is speaking from experience because at one point in one of his first jobs as a rabbi here in the U.S., he actually was, from what I read and someone told me about, is he was actually let go as a rabbi. And they said you were way too strict. So later on, he's actually talking about, he says, you have to be careful. You have to use discretion when you say these things. You have to be prepared to yield a little bit in order to carry out a larger purpose of Hashem wants. If the Rosh Yeshiva or Yeshiva tells all his Talmidim all their faults, they'll all get up and they'll go to another yeshiva. You have to be careful. You have to know what to talk. You have to know how to talk. You can't be too sharp with them also. The Hovot Halevavot is telling you an ideal. You have to be a person of truth. But that doesn't mean that you go ahead and tell everybody,
Be too strict.
You have to be a person of truth, but you also have to know an approach of how to approach people. It's not that you shouldn't be a person of truth. You should be a person of truth. But you also, Rabbi Miller wants to point out, you have to know how to approach people. You can't walk over to every guy in the shul and say to him, listen, you're doing this wrong, that wrong, this wrong, this wrong, that. The guy doesn't want to come back.
Annoying.
You have to give it in slow doses. You have to give it in slow. Imagine the rabbi comes in and says, okay, you're tefillin, you're not wearing the right way here. This guy, you tell what's this. You don't know how to daven, the head's not coming out, the eye's not coming out. You don't know how to do this, you don't know that. This you don't know how to do. This you did wrong, that you did wrong. Who's going to want to come back to this place? Everyone's going to say, leave me alone. You have to push a little bit and push back a little, pull back a little bit. How do you do this? You have to have an approach. Very important to have a proper approach. How am I approaching the situation? So, for myself, so we see things, I have to say things, right? First you have to have a relationship with the person. You have to know the guy, right? You have to know the guy, and you have to know when to come over to him. Well, the Hazan just finished, right? He finished praying. And the rabbi comes over and says, hello, you said this word wrong, that wrong, this word wrong, that wrong. And everybody's looking. It's busha. He's going to get embarrassed. At the same point, the rabbi cannot let him go because then he's going to think he knows what he's doing and he doesn't know what he's doing. So you have to do it in a certain way. And before you leave, just come back a minute. I want to talk to you. All right? And then when he comes back, you say, oh, wow, you said so nicely. Every holy tefillah was beautiful. But I would like to point out it's a few things that'll make your tefillah even better. It's more palatable. It's easy to swallow. It's the guy's going to listen to you more. He'll say, thank you. He'll say, thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, this. But if you come over and you slash him over the head with everything he's doing wrong, he's not going to listen to you. So you didn't do anything. You didn't do the goal. The goal here is to be an ish emet, to be a man of truth. But not just to be a man of truth, but it's rather to get the other person to go on the right track. So you have to be a man of truth who's able to reach that goal. Just to tell everybody the truth is not helpful. You have to know how to approach the truth to them. That's what Victor Miller wants to bring out here. Ish emet is important, but not just full force. In doses and in the proper ways. Umihen. Another one. Another benefit. Shahaboteach be'Elohim. One who trusts in Hashem. Yevi'ehu bithono lifanot et libo minyanei ha'olam. His trust will enable him to clear his mind of foolish things of this world. Uyached levavo, and devote his thoughts and mind linyanei ha'avodah. What happens? A lot of people in this world think they're the ones who are making money. They're the ones who are making money. I'm running my business. I'm bringing in the orders. I'm bringing in this. I'm bringing that. So his whole mind is always worried about the money. This is the guy you saw has 3-4 jobs. He's hustling here, hustling there, doing all these things. He's doing illegal things. He's doing things keneged halacha. He's doing things this way, that way. Why? Because he thinks he's making the money. He's making the money. But if he believes in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then what? He's not worried. He's not running around too much. He's doing his normal hishtadlut. He's doing what he has to do. When a person is worried, and he worries constantly, fill up his money, how am I going to make money? How am I going to do? How am I going to do? He's not serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Do I take overtime or not?
That's a very good question. Actually, let's deal with it with a moment. So, Rabbi Gabriel is asking a question. He says, okay, if I'm Boteach HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right, and Hashem's going to give my money, do I need to do overtime? Overtime is when you work extra, more than your 40 hours. So they pay you a little more, time and a half usually. So if you get paid $20 an hour, just the marshal, so you're going to get $30 an hour. You get more, right? Because you're working more hours, you're going to get paid a little more. So a person who believes in Hashem, does he need to work overtime or not?
No.
Rabbi Avner says no. Rabbi Gabriel says
Sometimes.
sometimes. Rabbi Avram?
Some jobs require that you work overtime. They want you to.
Some jobs make you work overtime. We're talking about if you can choose.
If you have, if you don't have to, don't have to.
Even if you can choose, it's beneficial to work overtime.
So I'll tell you Be'emet. Be'emet, we're going to say over and over again, a person has to do a normal hishtadlut, a normal effort. Okay? If in your field, to meet ends meet, to get to the goals we have to have, is normal to work overtime, it's normal, then you're doing hishtadlut. Regular hishtadlut. Because everybody's doing it, and that's the way it's done normally. People pick up overtime because they don't have enough with the regular. So then maybe, that's a regular hishtadlut. But if a guy is making very good and he's fine and all this, and he just wants to get more money, right? Then maybe that's not okay. Maybe that's a problem.
Really?
So you have to see where, if it's normal or not. Is it normal hishtadlut or not? Is it a normal way of making money or not? That's what you have to look at. Everybody has to look at his own thing. Because I know for, in the hospital, I know people take overtime. And some people plan it out. They're going to have a vacation soon, so they need more money, so they'll work a few shifts overtime. Right? This way they'll have more money for more stuff. Or someone wants to buy a new refrigerator, and he wants to get some more money, so he works overtime or whatever it is. So is that normal hishtadlut? Maybe. We have to really look into it. You have to be honest with yourself. Do I really need to do this or not? Is this normal effort, or am I now being above and beyond? So I'm not going to say it's asur to work overtime, but rather I would say it's something you have to work it over, think it over. If you need to ask a shayla of working overtime is something that is okay. Again, if it's normal hishtadlut, then it wouldn't be a problem.
I know one thing. That
Yeah.
Some people lose sleep over not getting the overtime. I say you want it, but
Right.
I'll take it when you don't want it.
If it comes my way, I'll take it, right?
Yeah,
If Hashem wants me to have it, it will come my way.
Exactly.
I'm not going out searching for
Yes.
it. Okay, that's fine. That's also a good way of looking at it. Okay, now, we started this last week. We're going to start it again now. Now, the Hovot Halevavot is going to show how believing in HaKadosh Baruch Hu is greater than being an alchemist. What's an alchemist? So it's a chemist, an Arabic alchemist. Okay? An alchemist was somebody in the days, in the Middle Ages, in the medieval times, that they believed they can take one metal, right? Take silver, and they can turn it into gold. Right? Gold is worth more money. You can take copper and turn it into something more expensive, cheaper metal into a more expensive metal. It's not true. It never happened, and it cannot happen. Right? The physical properties of silver is silver, and can never be turned into gold. And gold cannot be, and anything cannot be turned into something else. These are its physical properties. But that was the belief, whether they were con artists, these alchemists, or whether most likely, or whether people believed in it, whatever it was. That was the belief at the time. So the Hovot Halevavot is going to explain how being Boteach B'Hashem is greater than being an alchemist, but also the truth is alchemists still exist today, right? The whole idea of an alchemist is the guy has a sure way of making money. You give him cheap metal, he makes a more expensive metal. You have people today, they have certain jobs. The person has real estate, owns a couple of buildings in a nice area. What does he think? He thinks he's going to always have money, right? He thinks he's always going to have money. Always money's going to come in. He always has all the rentals. So we're going to see even the guy who has a guaranteed job and a guaranteed income, right? Believing in HaKadosh Baruch Hu is still better and greater. So let us start. It says the Hovot and Halevavot.
This guaranteed income is not guaranteed at all.
Let's see.
That's for sure.
ויהיה דומה במנוחת נפשו ורוחב ליבו ומעוט דאגתו לענייני עולמו. Person who believes in Hashem, he'll have tranquility of soul, peace of mind, minimization of worry about his affairs. Leva'al ha'alkimiyah, like an alchemist. Who's the alchemist? Who yodei lahafoch hakesed lezahav, turn silver into gold. V'hanocheshev v'habedil lechesed, copper and zinc into silver. Ayedei chokhmah u'maaseh, by means of knowledge and action, he has certain, certain information how to do it. Ve'od ki abotech be'elohim yesh lo alav yitrom ba'asara divarim. He has 10 advantages on the alchemist. The alchemist can take cheap metals and make them more expensive metals. The guy who believes in HaKadosh Baruch Hu has 10 advantages.
You know how it works with alchemists?
No.
He takes
Silver and he plates it with gold.
100 pounds of silver.
Yeah.
100 pounds of copper. 100 copper, whatever. 100 makes ton of it. So, and then he produces like 1 ounce of gold.
And he keeps everything else.
No, he sells it. It costs more. He profited it.
Let's see what the Chaval. What is the 10 advantages of a person who believes in Hashem versus an alchemist, a guy who has a guaranteed income? Let's start. Tehilatam, the first one. Shaba'al hakimiyah tzarich lidvarim meyuchadim lemilacha. He needs raw materials to do his job. He cannot just make it out of nowhere. He needs inventory, right? He cannot make money without inventory. Lo yugmar lo davar zulatam. He cannot accomplish anything without them. No inventory, no sales, no building, no money, right? He needs merchandise. He needs the physical material. And you cannot always find the material. You can't always find copper and zinc. You can't always find silver. These are precious materials. You don't always have them. You don't always have tenants. You don't always have tenants that play, right? You don't always have the raw stuff. But a person believes in Hashem, tarpo muftach lo mikol siba misibot ha'olam. His sustenance is assured one way or the other. Whichever cause among the causes in the world, Hashem will give the Kemoshe Katuv, Sha'amara Katuv. L'mano diacha ki lo ala lechem livado yichya adam. Ki al kol motzeh pi Hashem yichya adam. A person lives on what? Not on bread. Not on his hard work that gives him money in the bank. He lives how? By the word of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You remember the man that fell in the Midbar? On the first day it fell, Hashem commanded Aharon to go and take a jar and fill it up. Tzintzenet of the man. To fill it up with the man. Lidorot. And Yirmiyah would take it out and say, here. Why on the first day? You have 40 years to do it. 40 years they're going to have man. Lama b'yom rishon she'nafal haman, that the man fell on the first day. Why that day they have to go and make tzintzenet of man?
Even though this didn't help.
It still didn't help.
No sense of numbers.
Very good. The first day, everyone got excited. Ooh!
Excited.
There's bread from Shamayim. Right? Hashem is taking care of us. After 40 years, people were already ragil. They got used to it. So they didn't feel so excited. You have to capture the first day emotion. You have to capture the excitement. HaKadosh Baruch Hu can take care of us. But that's supposed to be always. To understand, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking care of us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving us the money. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving us mizanot. It's all coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's not us. What do we have?
So what about those kids that were born in Bamidbar, got used to the man, and then they see things growing, food growing from the ground? How are they surprised?
And they get more excited. Oh, wow. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not only can he send food from the Shemaim, he also makes food come in Haaretz. Wow. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is even that powerful to make it look natural.
No, there's less believe in HaKadosh. Now with this dirt, it's producing it. I don't impress.
No. You think so? I would think the opposite.
No, I think, oh, it's coming from there. There's a Hashem giving you. It's coming from here, giving you.
I hear.
Backwards.
I hear. You are saying true because in the end of the day, right? If you eat man min shamayim, right? There's a kedusha that comes with the man. It's coming straight from heaven. It's coming with the tal on top of it. It's a special substance. It makes a person more kedusha. When you eat from the ground,
And it's cursed.
the ground comes into you also, right? The ground comes into you.
Yeah.
It's the cursed ground.
Yeah.
They say you are what you eat. You know, you eat certain things, you become that, right?
Yeah.
That's why the Torah only lets us eat.
When you tamtem.
Right, mitatem, you get stopped up your heart. But that's why Torah tells us to eat birds. What type of birds? All the birds that we eat, by the way, are very nice, calm, relaxed, not predators.
Yeah.
Why? Because if you eat predator birds, you become a predator.
Yeah.
You're going to start becoming these things. So eating is a very important thing. But so the truth is, that's why we make berachot. Part of making the berachot is saying Hashem. It doesn't come from the ground. Who does it come from? Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam borei peri ha'adama. Who made it come from the ground? Not that it's coming from the ground. You made it come from the ground. That's different already, right?
What bracha was on the man?
Hamotzi lechem min hashamayim.
Still Hamotzi?
Hamotzi lechem min hashamayim.
Oh, not the above it.
Right? Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Hakadosh Baruch Hu makes lechem come from here, and lechem comes from here. But who is it coming from? Hashem. That's how we elevate the food. On our shulchan, we bring it up. We take the shulchan and we elevate it. And interestingly, if you take a look at the measurements of the shulchan, right? If you take a look at the measurements of the shulchan in the Mishkan, in the Mikdash, you'll see that the measurement for the width, right, and the measurement for the what's this way?
Length.
Okay.
Width, length, height.
Okay, the width and the length are in full numbers. The measurement of the shulchan's height is in a half a number. Right? By the Aron, everything's in half. Amma v'chetzi orko, amma v'chetzi rochbo, that's the Aron. Shulchan is a full number by full number, but it's half number when it goes up. Why? So the Kli Yakar is another explain that what? Why is the Aron all halfways? The Aron is all half. Why? To tell you, in Torah, you're only halfway. You always have more and more to learn and to grow. What about the Shulchan? Shulchan is it's a full number by a full number.
Complete.
My parnasah is always complete. That's why a person has to work in this world. Why is it half number up?
I don't know.
What's up? Up is elevation. How I elevate my table.
That's Shulchan.
This is the table in front of Hashem. To bring it up in front of Hashem, I never reach the max of how I can elevate my table by bringing better food, by having nice company, by having Torah, by having song, by having things. These things I can always elevate my table more and more and more. That's why the upwards is in half numbers. In order that a person should know he can always elevate his table. That's a very important yesod. Now, says over here, Ki hasibot einan nivtzarot mimenu. The cause of mizonot are not lacking to Hashem. B'chol et v'chol makom. HaKadosh Baruch Hu can give you food no matter where.
In the midbar.
Kasher yadata. Like you know. Midevar Eliyahu im ha'orvim.
Yeah.
Like the story of Eliyahu and the ravens. Eliyahu basically said that there's going to be a famine, right?
When he had feast of rain in his backyard.
Right, because Achav said, right, because remember Achav's friend built Yericho, all his children died.
Right.
And Achav said, do you think it's because Yeshua said anyone who builds Yericho, his children are going to die?
Yeah.
And Achav said, nah, it's not because Yeshua said that. They say, why not? He says, because Moshe Rabbeinu said that if the Jews don't listen to Hashem and do Avodah Zarah, there's not going to be any rain. And Baruch Hashem, we have tons of rain. So It's not because of the Avodah Zarah. So when Eliyahu was there, Eliyahu heard this. He said, what? So Kadosh Baruch Hu, give me the key for the rain, and he shut down the rain. And when Achav and his wife Yezebel found out that Eliyahu shut down the rain, they want to kill him. So he ran into a cave. Now he has no food. So what did Hashem do? Hashem sent the raven to go and bring him food. Where did he bring him food from?
From Ovadia.
Ovadia. Where is his kitchen?
Ahab.
In Ahav's palace. Ahav had a kosher kitchen in his Avodah Zarah palace. And the ravens would come there and take the food. Eliyahu, he's not working, he's hiding. And all of a sudden, Hashem is bringing him food. Because Hashem can always bring you your food. In fact, the Farshim say, which raven? Why raven? Why the Orvim? Why
Off Tameh.
Why off Tameh? Why this off Tameh?
And then they just ate the dead body, and then they bring you your kosher food.
Listen to this.
Contaminated.
Listen to this beautiful shot. Remember the Orev? Where do we have in the Torah the first time we meet this Orev? Noah. The Orev leaves and he says, I'm not leaving because I think you're going to be with my partner. Right? And the truth is, Noah didn't want to let the Orev back in. The Midrash says. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Noah, take him back in. Because I'm going to need the Orev to bring the food to Eliyahu Hanavi. I need this Orev. Don't kick him out. He's crazy. You're right, but I need him.
It was the same raven?
I don't know if the same raven, but his descendants. Okay, but I need the Orev species to exist. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu already prepared Eliyahu Hanavi's food in the time of Noah. So we're all worried where are we going to get food from. We're all worried where we're going to get food from. We don't understand. HaKadosh Baruch Hu already prepared our food thousands of years in advance. Before we were born, before we came to this world, already the food was already set for us. And we're running around looking for food. HaKadosh Baruch Hu sends it.
Yeah.
Right? Ve'im ha'isha ha'almana. And in the story of the widow, who didn't have any food, but Eliyahu gave her a source. Miraculously, her jug of flour and the flask of oil were full, always full. On another occasion, Eliyahu survived for 40 days. The ugat ritzafim v'tzapahat hamayim, a cake baked on coals and a pitcher of water, just a little bit of the cake, a little bit of the water, and for 40 days he was able to walk on that. Kadosh Baruch Hu can give you a little bit of food of that, and all of a sudden you're able to survive on it. How? Because Kadosh Baruch Hu did it. That's the bitachon a person has to have. Udvar Ovadia, ima nevi'im, she'amar, ואחבי מנביאי השם 100 איש 50 איש במערה ואכלכלם לחם ומים. And Hashem made it the Nevi'im who had to run away and had to hide had Ovadia that can bring them food. The food comes. The food comes to everybody who needs it. Hashem gives them. Va'amar, as it says in Tehillim, Kifirim rashu v'ra'ivu young lions become poor and hungry, but those who seek Hashem, they never lack. Hashem always is going to give to those who fear Him. Va'amar, as it says, Yeru et Hashem kedosha, ke'em machsol l're'av. Fear Hashem. For those who fear Him, they lack nothing. When a person fears Hashem, interesting, he writes over here, Yirat Hashem leads a person to bitachon. When a person has a fear of Hashem, he's able to have bitachon. Here, he brings it gives you a story. There was a man found sleeping alone in the wild. He got lost. Night came, he went to sleep, and he's in the middle of the jungle. They found him the next day. They told him, are you not afraid of lions? He said, I would be ashamed before HaKadosh Baruch Hu if he would see that I'm afraid of anything other than him. This is a big statement. Okay? Clearly this person's fear of Hashem brought him to the height of bitachon. If you fear just Hashem, then you're trusting just Hashem. But if you're fearing everybody, then you're not trusting in Hashem. You're fearing everybody else. You know, when you think about it, think about the story of Purim. How Esther Hamalka walks in front of Ahashverosh. Anybody who walks in front of Ahashverosh, he can cut off your head if he didn't call you. And yet she musters the strength to do it. Obviously, she prepares. She's 3 days fasting. A woman who doesn't eat for 3 days and then shows up, she's going to look nice?
She's gonna look good.
Plus, her skin was greenish in color and everything else. How did she manage to do it? Bitachon ba'kadosh baruch hu.
Hashem natan lahem.
That's right. Hashem gave her a special hand, special grace, a special favor. That when Ahashverosh saw her, he went crazy. He wanted her. But how would she do this? She was Yereh Hashem, and she was not fear of Ahashverosh. She was not scared of Ahashverosh. She was scared of Hashem. I'll do what I need to do, she said. Continues in the Hovot and Halevavot. The second advantage of a person who believes in Hashem versus the alchemist. V'hasheni. Ki ba'al hakimiya tzarich lema'asim v'lim la'achot. He needs procedures and operations. Lo yishlam lo chefzo zulatam. He cannot achieve his desired results without them. He needs the machinery.
I think it's degrading compare Hashem to alchemists.
Well, that's the whole point.
It's
It's to show you that it's nonsense in front of Hashem.
It's not only that.
But people in his day everyone wanted to be an alchemist. Everyone wanted to have money. He's saying being an alchemist is nothing compared to believing in Hashem. Lo yishlam lo chefzo zulatam ve'efshar shemitutu reham va'ashanam. He might even get killed by the fumes and the chemicals. You know, the guy's working with the machinery. If he doesn't do it right, he can die. Right? Or an example of the building. The guy tries to pick up money from one of his tenants who happens to be a drug dealer or some other psychopath, and you say, "Give me the money," and the guy says, "Okay, here's the money." He shoots him instead. Right? It's happened. Yeah. It's happened. Yeah. Right? So it's dangerous. A lot of the jobs are dangerous. You can have crazy patients that can come after you. You can have crazy clients and stuff like that. It's not bullshit, right? Coupled with uninterrupted work, and he has to work very hard at it. Right? The doctor has to see patient after patient. He has to be busy with this. The lawyer has to be busy with his case, and the person who has a real estate has to be busy with his real estate. People will get tired down because of how much they have to be busy with it. But if you believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, biftacha mehapegaim is safe from mishaps. There's no accidents when you have fear of Hashem. It's like, I fear Hashem too much and I got hurt. That doesn't happen. If you believe in Hashem, you're good. V'libo batuah. His mind's at ease. Who's going to give me my food today? HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Hashem.
Right? This reminds me of a Chassidish story where with the students, I heard about with the Chayzim in Lublin. The Chayzim in Lublin, that every time he would get his food, the attendant would bring his food, the Gabbai would bring his food, the Shamash would bring his food, he would say, "Thank you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for my food." And then he would say, "And thank you for bringing it." And one day the Shamash said, I'm tired of this. Every day I'm bringing him the food. He doesn't say thank you to me. Thank you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, thank you this, thank you that, thank you this. And then last is me. He says, "You know what? Today I'm not bringing the food. Let's see what's going to happen."
Yeah.
Came 12 o'clock for lunch, right? And the Shamash says, "I'm not bringing it. I'm not bringing it." Every day he says, "Thank you, everybody else except me. I'm not bringing it." All of a sudden, 12:01, there's a knock on the door. Who's there?
Food.
One of the Hasidim. He says, Rebbe, the bracha that you gave me, it came true. I got this, I got that. Here, I brought you a special thing my wife prepared. Lunch. And the Shamash said, seems like the Rebbe is right. It's not coming from me. It's coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I happen to be the one bringing it for him. But really, who bringing the food? Kadosh Baruch Hu. Same thing. How many times? Think in your life. There's sometimes I needed something happening, right? And how's it going to come? How's it going to come? All of a sudden, it came. It worked out. Why? How does it work out? Kadosh Baruch Hu makes it work out. You're worrying about this, worrying about that. Emunah. The person is bitachon HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to make it work. Right? As long as the person is doing it, Hashem Shamayim, the person is doing the right thing, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to take care of you.
No fear.
All right. Libo baturah mimotzah haraot. He's confident he won't encounter problems. He trusts that Hashem will give him parnasah. V'chol asher yevo'enu me'et Elohim yeh lo l'sason l'simcha. Whatever comes from Hashem will be with joy and gladness. He's not going to get hurt while doing it. Here we see an added point. The one who trusts in Hashem is confident that no matter what happens, it's for his benefit. Even if something goes wrong, he knows it's from Hashem and it's good. Gamzul Tova. Right? They in Parashat Balak, we have that Bilam is going, and there's a malach Satan l'Satan lo. Right? There was a malach sent to stop him, and we know it was a fiery malach and it had a sword and everything. And Rashi writes that this malach, that's considered a Satan, was a malach shel rahamim. It was a merciful angel that came to stop him, so Bilam wouldn't do averot. He wouldn't do bad stuff. It was a malach shel rachamim, an angel of mercy. Says Rav Pam, a lot of times in life things happen, it looks bad. It's actually a malach shel rachamim. It's an actual, a merciful angel coming and stopping you. You didn't get that job? Well, guess why you didn't get that job? Because the Kadosh Baruch Hu knew if you go there, it's not going to be good for you. You didn't get that promotion? You know why? Because if you didn't get it, it's not going to be good for you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is sending you. There was a boy that came to the Rosh Yeshiva. He was crying, Rabbi, I was dating this girl. It was such a good girl. And the shidduch broke apart. I'm so depressed. And the rabbi said, depressed for what? If it didn't work out, you know why it didn't work out? Because the Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want it to work out. Maybe it's not good for you. Maybe you and her are not going to work out. Maybe the kids, we don't know. But you have to believe that it's Hashem doing it. He's sending a malach shel rachamim to protect you. Haboter ba'el, the person who lives in Hashem, he knows everything's from Hashem. He cannot get hurt. Something doesn't go the way he's thinking, so what? I can't get hurt. I believe in Hashem. Everything is for the right reason. V'tarpo ba'alav b'nuham, and his sustenance will come to him in peace. V'ashket v'shalva, and quiet and tranquility. K'moshe ne'emar, binot desha yarbitzeni, amen minahot yinahaleni. In the grassy meadows he causes me to lie down. He leads me by tranquil waters. David HaMelech is speaking as if we were a flock of sheep. He is saying that Hashem will take care of the Habitachon, and it's not necessary for him to endanger his life in pursuing his livelihood. You don't have to do risky things to get parnasah. Kadosh Baruch Hu takes care of you. You have to just do normal hishtadut, and Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to take care of you. Listen, Rabotai, to the third thing. Shilishi. V'hashilishi. The third advantage. Ki ba'al hakimiya enu ma'amin al sodo zulato. The alchemist cannot trust anybody with his secrets. Mirato al nafsho. For the fear of his life. He's got to keep it secret. He's got to keep his information secret. Right? Once he lets a secret out, the government may kill him or others, may try to take over his laboratory, get rid of him. Therefore, he has to do his work in secrecy. Person who believes in Hashem is not scared to share his belief with someone else. Fear Hashem, believe in Hashem. I'll share it with you. I'll tell you how to do it. We're not scared. He's proud of it to say, I believe in Hashem. K'moshe katav David HaMelech alav shalom. Be'elohim batachti lo ira. I trust in Hashem. I'm not afraid. Ma ya'aseh adam li. What can a person do to me? If we realize everything's from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we're not scared of anybody. We're not going to be afraid of anyone. Now, Rabbi Miller says a very important concept. Hold on, let me read this paragraph and then I'll take it. Hold on to what you're saying.
No. I remember. It's not Ben Ishai. It's
Chazonish, okay? We'll have to see it inside. Now, when you study this, you shouldn't fall into the error of thinking that means since you're secure and you have tranquility, you can lean back and take it easy. Says Rabbi Miller, don't think, oh, I believe in Hashem, I can just sit back and relax. That's not true. Nobody says such a thing. We're talking to people who are working and trying to make a living, such as farmers who are working hard in the fields, or anybody else pursuing a livelihood. Some people mistakenly think that since they have bitachon, all they have to do is to work 1 hour a day or nothing at all. And they can trust Hashem to support them. Says Rabbi Miller, this is not what the Hovot Halevavot is saying. Hovot Halevavot is not saying you do nothing and Hashem is going to give you money. He's not telling you that. On the contrary, there are many psukim in the Torah that teach you if you don't work, you can expect bad things to happen to you, right? In Tanakh, in Mishlei, you have Shlomo Melech says a lazy person, everything's going to be broken, he's not going to have anything. In Kohelet also you have this, right? You have to be industrious, you have to do things. A person was born to toil, right? A person is born to do things, he has to work. But he's telling us that a person who does work and has bitachon in Hashem has a great advantage over people who are working without bitachon. When you work with bitachon, right, and I go to work, I do my normal job. If something happens, I know HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I did my ishtadut. I believe in you. Anything that happens is from you, Hashem. It's the best thing. A person cannot stay on the couch and lay down and say, Hashem, I'm going to go to sleep. You put money in the bank. It's not a bad idea at all. If you figure it out, I'll do it too. But it's not the way it works. It's not the way you like it. You have to go to work. You have to do these things. Right? A man was born to work. Hopefully he's working in the right things. Right? Ken. Now, you can do derech eretz im Torah. Yafat Torah im derech eretz, says the Pirkei Avot.
If you don't mind, I'm going to go home 5 o'clock tomorrow.
You want to wrap it up?
If not for you, for me.
Let's do the fourth one.
Okay.
Let's do this last one, and then we'll wrap it up, okay?
Okay.
We'll all go home a little early.
I don't think I will.
What time tomorrow morning?
5:25.
5:45?
5:25.
25.
5:25 sedichot in the morning, and then 6:35 in the evening. Wait, you're not back at that time at 6?
I come for today. I came for Milcha, but it happened to be early, so I called some.
I'm saying, but on what time are you usually home? After work.
4:35.
So you can make sedichot at 6:35 instead of 5:25.
No, but I still have to come. We're learning.
What time are you learning? 5 o'clock?
I don't know.
Kol hakavod lachem. Kol hakavod. You find it good learning at that time? You're more awake, I hope?
Hey, no, but I'm falling apart right now.
I'm saying from the morning.
No, it's fine.
In the morning is fine. Okay, give me a couple more minutes. We'll do the fourth one, and then we'll call it a night. Okay? We'll end early. Okay, v'harivi'i. The fourth advantage. Ki ba'al hakimiya eno nimlat mehazmin mahazav v'akesef harbe le'et torko. He cannot refrain from either preparing a large stock when he needs it, or shelo yazmin mehem kulum, ele kifi sheyaspik l'zman mu'at, or preparing only enough to last a short time. How do you want him to store it? That's the question. He's going to change cheap metals into expensive metals. How is he to store it? Im yazmin mimenu harbe. If he prepares a great deal of gold, he's going to be very scared.
They're going to steal it.
Everyone knows about my money, right? Everyone knows he has a lot of money. So he'll be scared. He doesn't lose some because of many reasons that can cause a loss. Everyone's going to come try to steal it. He's worried about his safety. People walking after him with guns and knives. His heart will never be quiet. And he'll never be calm because of his fear of the king and the people. If the king finds out he has a lot of money, the king's going to want everything, right? Everyone's going to want it. The alchemist, the work of the alchemist was illegal because the king didn't want anyone making gold and silver. The king wanted a monopoly over them. Once an individual can manufacture gold and silver, the currency of the realm would be worthless, and so alchemy was illegal. According to the alchemist, if he actually succeeded in his work, would always be afraid that the king might discover it. He'd be afraid of the people who might steal it. He cannot prepare a lot. ואם לא יזמין מהם, אלו מלאות מחסרו זמן מועט.
No, it'll be.
אפשר שיבצר ממנו המעשה, בעת הצורך הגדול עליו. So if he makes a little bit, I'll make a little bit, and I'll carry it on me. But once he uses it up, where's he going to get more from? Maybe he's not going to have the material. Maybe he's not going to have the machinery. Maybe he's not going to get around to do it. Right? Because one or more resources might not be available. But a person believes in Hashem. His trust in Hashem is strong. That'll provide his livelihood according to his will. Hashem will give him when he wishes it. And the place where he wishes it. Just as it nourishes the embryo inside the mother. Ever thought about it? How does the food get to the baby?
No bio.
The umbilical cord.
No worry.
Does it make any sense? How it goes from here inside there? The baby doesn't know where it's coming from. Where am I getting food? All of a sudden it comes. How can nourishment get nourishment to a baby inside the mother? But Hashem prepared for it. Here's another one. What about the chick inside the egg? How does the chick grow? The egg. How does it become a chick? Where's the food?
Yolk.
It already has the food inside there.
Yeah.
So HaKadosh Baruch Hu prepared it. Everything's there already. Everything's already set up. Right? He doesn't have to get more material, more merchandise. Right? You cannot bring into the egg. The chick needs a little food. Let me make a hole inside it, and you can put the hole inside. You're gonna ruin the whole thing. Everything is set up already. Kadosh Baruch Hu made it work. Same thing with the birds flying in the sky. Where are they getting the food? The eagles that are flying up in the sky. Where are they getting the food? Kadosh Baruch Hu sets it up for them. There's food here. There's food there. They have what to eat.
The swallow is more important. It never lands for food. It catches in the flight.
In the air. That's what we're saying. And then they're catching food in the middle of the air. How's it happen? Kadosh Baruch Hu sets it up. The food there. That's the Halevavot wants to open our eyes to the fact that we think we're making money and getting food, when truthfully is Hashem already set everything up. We're just like an egg inside the chicken inside the egg. Everything's already there. We're closed off. We have everything already. We're making ourselves crazy. V'adagim b'mayim, fish in the water. Who's feeding them? V'hanimala hakitana im halushota, and the little ant is supported despite its weakness. The ant can carry how much times its weight? 5 times its weight. You imagine that? Can you carry something 5 times your weight? Absolutely not. Because Baruch Hu made it happen. Why? Hashem has everything set up for everybody who needs it. And there are days when a lion lacks food, even though it's the most powerful animal. Right? He's so powerful, he has all the, and then he doesn't have food. Everything's from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When Hashem wishes it, even the weakest creatures have food. And when Hashem doesn't want to feed, even the strongest ones will go hungry. Va'amar, and David HaMelech says in Tehillim, Kifirim rashu v'ra'ivu, v'dorshei Hashem lo yisachlu choto. Lions become poor and hungry, but those who fear Hashem, those who seek Hashem, will not lack any good. This means that one who trusts in Hashem does not need any resources to fortify his Habitachon. True, he goes through the motions of trying to provide. He works, he tills the soil. Certainly he has to cook food. He has to bake. Yet he should know that this is all being prepared for him by Hashem. And sometimes, even what seems he won't have anything, Hashem provides from him. Where am I getting food from? All of a sudden food arrives. How? Kadosh Baruch Hu. V'amar Shlomo HaMelech in Mishlei says, Lo yar'iv Hashem nefesh tzaddik. Hashem will not bring hunger on the tzaddik. V'amar, and it says in Tehillim, Nar ha'iti, gam zakanti, the Lord iti tzaddik ne'ezav v'zaro mevakesh la'achem. I'll never see a righteous man, his children lacking bread. HaKadosh Baruch Hu looks at the tzaddikim. He sees them, and he gives them exactly what they need. He gives them the life. Hashem allows the Sha'im to live for the purpose of putting his vengeance upon them. we see the concept expressed in these psukim are not just idealistic aspirations. They are principles. The ones who Hashem decides that He wishes to support, He will support. The nation of Israel has no means of support. We're wandering among the nations. And throughout many centuries, we had no land at all. We were not permitted to do anything except money lending or some small businesses, and still we're around. We're the ones who have survived while many other nations, even powerful nations, have gone under. So we see that when Hashem wants a tzaddik to survive, He'll see to it that a person survives. The nation of Israel, we're living proof that if Hashem wants something, it's going to happen. Because by the rules of nature, I told you this many times, when the scientists, when they study war to learn how to do other war, they don't include Jewish wars. Because they say, it makes no sense. They should never have won. Why do they win? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All the other minority nations that went in the world, they all disappeared. Jewish people, standing strong. Children are alive because Hashem decides they're going to survive. Yet there are cases where Hashem decides to take them out of this world. Sometimes He gives them poverty or starvation. It is all according to Hashem's plan. But when Hashem decides He wants someone to live, He's going to make him live despite all the difficulties and all the enemies, despite all the circumstances. Hashem is the one who will make the decision that a person is to survive, even though he has no resource that will help him survive. He's going to be able to carry on. The author wishes to contrast the Baal Bitachon with that individual who people might consider to be the most secure and assured person. Who is that? The alchemist, who's supposed to know how to transform base metal into gold. With that secret, he has access to unlimited wealth in all times. So he'll be an example of somebody who feels secure, and yet his peace of mind is far weaker than that of the Baal Bitachon. The Baal Bitachon, is somebody who is able to survive in this world by knowing Kadosh Baruch Hu is with me. It's madrega. It takes a lot of avodah. Because naturally we tend to see and believe that if I do something, I get a result. Right? I take an egg, I cook it, I have food to eat. Right? I go to the store, I buy bread, I have bread now. If I don't buy it, I'm not going to have bread. Right? Pashut, this is the way we see things. But the Baal Bitachon realizes everything is for HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Everything.
If you halechem, if you the eggs, even though I buy everything on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And a person has to, work with this mindset. It's not an easy, but it's an important idea. We'll end over here. Hashem, tomorrow morning. Next week we'll continue. Tomorrow night is Rabbi Ami's shir on in Yaakov. We'll end it over here.